advantage to actually build another healing comp later.
Mm-hmm.
So first era, that's why I just didn't care about ending that high. Then second era, I had the luck of like having the best comp because no one was believing in Jinx. I believed in Jinx first.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the comp for a super cheap price. Uh, I think I got it for like 0.15 and then sold it for 1 ETH.
Oh, did you buy all
Uh,
the Axies or did you bread something?
no, I bought all the Axes because
Mm-hmm.
Stark had like a dead farm for Jinx, and
Mm-hmm.
I messaged him for like the Jinx Axis he was not breeding because like I was like these are the only Axis in existence, and then I just messaged him. He's reignited the breeding farm, and then I got the first
Mm-hmm.
Axis. And because of that, I could get like the Axis super cheap. And when I got rank one with it, people started like playing it more, but the
Mm-hmm.
supply of Axis was not high. So I ended up selling my comp super high price.
Mm-hmm. I
And
think.
then like after that, it was just like camping. I mean, you get to
Mhm.
rank one, then you just
I
camp
think
and pray.
for era two, like we can discuss that one of the reasons why your comp also worked for season for era two is because season one was like the start of swirls, and including season era two,
Yes.
I think there's a lot of swirls, and it happens that your comp can actually win against those two. So
Yeah,
you're
and
covering a lot.
the other thing is, yeah, the other thing is like AoE wasn't that optimized
Mm-hmm,
on
mm-hmm,
era two at the. Okay, so basically I got the comp on like day four. AoE got optimized on like day 8 to day 9.
mm-hmm,
So I had like a window to climb really fast. So that era, Stas was camping really hard. It was like no one thought anyone would reach him because he was like 200 points ahead or something like that. And
mm-hmm.
then since I had like that 4 days to 5 days window, I just started up playing like crazy. I was like grinding with plus one, uh, like something insane, like 12 hours a day or something like that. And when I got it like I got it at like day 8. And after that, even after I sold my comp, the Jinx comp really fell off because the AoE got super optimized. It wasn't a favorable matchup
Mm-hmm.
anymore. So yeah, that was like kinda the way things rolled.
Mhm. Maybe you can actually share um your main origin screen so that people can see your progression in the ladder
Okay, okay.
every era.
Okay.
Yeah. So what Zelly was saying is that he realized that at some like probably on the last day, if I'm not mistaken, of era two, he switched his approach of playing a lot of games because I think he realized that the other comps are getting more optimized and his win rate is not that high compared to like few days before that. Because I remember him
Yeah.
saying that I can't play this like comp anymore because it's not gonna win a lot of like stuff. That's why I think he sold his Axies to 1437 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then 1437 played with that, but he realized that it's actually hard because there's a lot of like optimized comps already. So like
Hmm.
if you come to think about it, it's not just like having like good axes, but the strategy that Zelly did for Era 2 is like very like the timing is very on point, I would say. For him to realize that I can't like grind games anymore because it's not the perfect timing for me during that time.
Yeah, basically the strategy on this era system should always be like to get a lead as soon as you can, and then just trying to retain that lead. Basically, that should always be the strategy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the only reason I didn't want this era is because mid value and FF got like a YOLO breed on the rolls, and they really optimized this roll, and it was pretty much unbeatable on this era. So I think that's the only reason I didn't get the rank one, because I got like, I did my homework correctly in terms of like uh doing my grind early, getting my Axies and all that stuff, right? But they crafted like the absolute best comp for Epic on like no time. It was like a Hail Mary because they hit their breed super YOLO.
Yeah, I think if you guys can notice, that's why there's a lot of like West players as well in like the top 7 right now in your screen, like in Zelly's screen. It's
Mm-hmm.
because like in Era 1 and Era 2, actually the swirls were dominating the ladder. And there's not much people who were actually able to get the optimized one because
Mm-hmm.
Quest is not selling it and they're only the ones breeding it, if I'm not mistaken. So they kind
Yeah,
of
at that
hoarded
point,
it for
yes.
the season,
Yes,
which is like very
basically.
strategic for a guild to do if they know how like optimized it is, and at the same time they know that there's not gonna be like patches like mid-season that would change those cards too. So I think their strategy is very very good, but Zelly's strategy is also good. So yeah.
Yeah, and then like
Go ahead.
for next era, it was camping season basically.
Mhm. So the
Uh,
camping thing that Zelly is saying is that you're actually only required to play one game every day. So basically, those people at the top can only play one game a day, and they're gonna be like fine. So Zelly can just play a minimum of like 7 games, if I'm not mistaken, 7 or 6
mhm.
games to finish the short era, which is the Mystic era. That's why camping is a thing.
Yeah, so basically in this season, what I did, I actually didn't play only 7 games. Play a bit more. I played like 20 because at the start of the era, it was a sponge season, right? Because the sponge team just came out and everyone wanted to play sponge. It was like the hot thing. Uh, so the first few days, I recognized that meta. I started playing like 3 to 4 games because I was playing Monkey Comp. Monkey Comp is basically uh the rage comp with like believer and stuff like high value damage cards. So I started playing that on ladder and it was like pretty good because like it always beats sponge. So
Mm-hmm.
I recognized that I got like a lead again because I was top. I was here, right? I was I was 2051, right? So I needed to get a little bit of points if I want to beat FF, right? So in this era, I just got like I think I got to 2090, something like that, and then I just dropped the last few days. So I got myself a lead. So if the meta shifts or anything, I'm just chilling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's basically what happened to like Era 3, and that's the not really the problem, but one of the changes that the Axie like how who are those like those people in Axie that are fixing the stuff, the devs I guess, would probably change
Yeah.
that approach of doing like very short years because it's really not fun to like see people being able to just like camp. So they might consider like different stuff like maybe going for a longer era, or like some people actually suggested resetting the points to like 1800 every era. So we'll see what these people would change for the next season, but it's definitely needed by everyone so that no one would camp as crazy as this.
Yeah, but also like the changes for era system are already confirmed. It will be only 3 eras because like
Mm-hmm.
the third era was kind of pointless, right? Like having
Mm-hmm.
2 eras of Mystic and then one of them being 8 days is like super pointless. So they already changed that to it would be 7, 14, and 21. 7 being rare, 14 being epic, and then like 21 being mystic, right?
But
And also
what
they
are your thoughts about
probably
camping? Like both of you.
I think it hurts the game so much, bro. You're literally
Mhm.
it it's pretty boring for people because like if you wanna play, you cannot find like high level competitors, and then like it's just rewarding people for not play for no reason. So basically, for example, in last era, I was one of the few players that was grinding the game super hard with Steven. We played like just to give you a comparison, we played 800 games in the last week. Uh, and then Steven and I face each other 28 times in those 800 games. That's insanely high. Like that's literally insanely high, because we didn't play at the same timing or anything. We just spam games or and whatever, and then we faced 28 times.
Mm.
So that being said, is like there's a in the leaderboard there was like so little player base playing. You face dragons so often because since no one is forced to play, uh, you are literally just competing versus people that are not playing. That doesn't feel fair.
Yeah,
Mhm.
especially for me, I feel like the camping system definitely has to change this current season.
Mm-hmm.
What they were doing is like players were just playing a game a day. Um, I felt like maybe they should increase the number to like 3 to 5 games a day. So moving on to the next season, it will be better. First, it will definitely increase the DAU. Next is also increase players for getting adapted to the meta for each era. Or in fact, we don't call it eras, but we call it each day, because we, as professional players, we know that the era can be bubbles today, it can be AOEs tomorrow, it can be sustained the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really never a fixed meta, but it's just really advantageous for players who got a very good team from the start and climb all the way to the top, and they can avoid the teams that they actually lose to. Like for example, Jinx will lose to Swirls at certain point if they are optimized for era 2.
Mm-hmm.
So Belly actually kind of dodged the bullet, whereby he actually reloaded the clip before the bullets were fired, right? So he got there
Yeah.
first. He got there first, and then just just played very minimal games to sustain. So that's definitely a strategy, but I don't think that's a strategy that's gonna work the next season. I would like to see a change in the approach that they are taking the next season, because first you're like really killing the game. It's like you're rewarding people for doing well in the first era, right? And then the second era they just play very minimal game. Like I know players that were very high rank in era 1, but only played 7 games to maintain still top 100 in the leaderboard. That's how bad.
Yeah.
That was how bad the system was then. Like, yes, people will be saying like, hey, if you were the top one and you were doing this, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't complain. I can tell you straight up, I would still complain because it's so boring. Like,
Yeah.
first, it's just not healthy for everyone.
Even myself, like I did it on era 2 and 3, and then like era 4 I couldn't handle it no more, and I was like, bro,
Yeah.
I need to play.
It's just
Like
not healthy.
because like the thing, yeah, it's not healthy, and also the game is fun. The game is like actually fun in a way that you wanna play the game. The game like it was evolving every day. The meta was shifting. It was pretty interesting, the new combination you could have made. And then like I complained about this multiple times. It was like I want to play the game, but in an economical sense, it doesn't make sense for me to play the game because I have secured this amount of money, and then like give that away for like fun. It doesn't feel like the way to do it, right? But yeah, that definitely needs to change. But also, you have to take into account that we're pro players and we like have to make the best with the season we got, right? So like if this season it was camping, you gotta like do it, right? It's not
You have
like
to adapt. Yeah.
you have to adapt to whatever Sky maybe throws at you, because like the game would definitely have issues, right? And you have to like abuse the issues to your advantage in a way. Yeah, like just saying that. I'm not saying to abuse bugs or anything. I'm just saying like the system the way it is, right? Because there was also a bug on last season that you could abuse to like super increase your win rate, but no one was doing it, right? Because it's unethical to abuse bugs.
Yeah. To add to what these guys are like saying about camping, like I think I was talking with the other elite boys about this, that I didn't really like the idea of being able to camp for like, let's say, era 2 or like era 3 before, because it seems like you worked hard for like era 1, and then the work that you did for like era 1 um is taken again for era 2. So those people
It's carried
actually
over.
working, it's those people actually working for like era 2 doesn't get that much value if they like decided to like play for era 2, because the thing is that what if other people just decided to play on era 2 or like era 3, but the others are camping? So basically the effort that they did on the previous era is like carried over on the next era, which I think should be fun for those people actually playing for that era. I think that's the thing that I'm taking, that it's not fun for last season. Like
Yeah,
for
I think most people wouldn't understand how hard it is to get rank 1 when no one in the top 10 is playing.
Exactly.
It's
true.
like you need like to have like a 85 to 87% win rate to get rank 1 without other people in the top 10 playing. It's literally impossible, bro.
Yes, because the thing is, back then when you were in era 2 and 3, you were facing a lot of dragons, right? So you were like close to 2k MMR, nearly 2.1, and like when you win, your queue times are ridiculously long, and when you match them, you're just like +3. Yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining if you get the +3, but if you lose, you're -16, and that's where one of the flaw of the game was. And I also did actually mention to Hill in the Discord before. I say, don't you think the problem here is because the top players are not playing, and only the middle part of the players in the leaderboard are constantly trying to chase the top players? And this is where your average is the problem, because your challenger average is constantly fighting with dragon, and whenever dragon wins, they just plus 10 MMR, and when challenger loses, they minus like 16. So that's like really where the issue actually kind of lies. But that's why I also suggested that people should play more games. So therefore, you will actually skip this issue, or actually try to solve this issue as well. And I also think that probably they might need to consider putting an MMR system on Dragon as well. Because
okay, cool.
Yeah, because it's a bit less rewarding for Dragon players to beat a top team, right? Like Challenger, right? But they don't get the rewards that they're getting. Like, even if they win or lose, if you are in Dragon or in any rank below Dragon, you're just getting 1 boogers, which is like 10 MMR. Right?
One booger.
It's just really unrewarding as compared to the Challenger players that are winning or losing. Yeah.
Like, just to paint a picture, in like era 2 and era 3, there were so few players playing that would pair like I was like 2k MMR, right? And every game I get, the maximum MMR I could gain is +4, because no one close to my bracket is playing. Like literally no one. It's impossible for me to get like a +5 or a +6, because like I was so far ahead that like playing didn't reward me. It was like,
especially the DK system had some kind of like bug also. The DK didn't kick in and stuff, so these players were really not forced to play.
That's why it's kind of challenging to actually even to just like maybe top 200, or because most people like maybe like 30 to like 50% of the people in leaderboards might not play a lot. And like for me, like coming from someone who just tried to focus on era 2 and era 4, just because for me the prize pool for those two are like way better compared to the other eras. Like it's not like as easy as like come in like there, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like climbing up, because as Zelly said, that's why Zelly played a lot of like games in the last era, because he went out of leaderboards, if I'm not mistaken, and then he grinded so much games because the amount of like points he actually get is so low. That's why it's so hard to climb back. I mean, like most of us would probably want to like face like leaderboards players. Like we're not afraid of like leaderboards players, assuming that we've been able to prepare for like those comps climbing there, but they just didn't play. So that's the challenge that like people are facing. But it's all part of the strategy. It's just that I would say it's not that fun in that sense.
Yeah.
Like
Bro,
I think I
when I
remember
was doing well,
Elmo going up and down as well in the last era, if I'm not mistaken. Like
bro,
you
when I
can.
was doing well,
Mhm,
I was gaining literally 50 mmR every 6 hours. When I was doing well,
mhm.
when I was doing like really good, I was gaining 50 mmR every 6 hours. So like that's how hard it is to climb back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think Elmo like even changes like comp
Yeah.
to actually cater, because if like not everyone knows this, is that like every like bracket, like let's say leaderboard bracket, top 200 bracket, or like top 300 bracket, it would change. There would be a gap or like a certain MMR range where there would be a lot of like AoE, like sustains or sponge or like curses, something like that. And like for some people who's actually like camping in the leaderboards, if they like unfortunately go out of leaderboards, their comp might not be able to go back that easily. And I think that's the reason why Elmo really like changed his comp in the last like days.
Yeah. I actually think it was two. I remember I was playing bubbles for like the whole era 4 until like the last second day, 2.5 days. I remember I bought the comp 2 days, 14 hours left. I remember very clearly, and I only took, so I was like hovering about 1850 when I bought the comp. I only took 6 hours to reach 2027. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's just really showing you that how like just a swap of comms can actually really push you all the way there. And to be honest with you, I think the only frustrating thing for me during that era was because I know that my comm was decent, like the comm that I was playing, but it was just literally getting fucked by like screwed over by bugs that shouldn't be happening in the game.
Mhm.
Like for example, like I was just losing to weak. I wasn't losing to AoE. I wasn't losing to the damage that was produced by them, but I was just plainly straight out losing to the function weak that affect on bubbles,
Mhm.
right? So that was just really something that was really frustrating. But then I had no choice because I wanted to place well and also did well for the guild eventually. So I told myself, okay, since people are playing what's strong, I'll just join them. You know,
Mhm.
like my team, it's kind of like different from most AOEs. I would say, majorly has the concept down, but have very different backliner as compared to all the top AOEs backliners.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just to like add, because I remember I was like speaking with Stas, because we tried to get Stas here as well. because he finished well in like most of the season. I mean eras, if I'm not mistaken. I think he performed really well in the earlier part, like maybe era 1 or era 2, if I'm not mistaken. I was like talking to him, and since he was so lucky with crafting, he utilized it. Like
Yeah.
he told me, like for era 2, which is the epic era, if I'm not mistaken, he told me he was able to craft like 3 scotch tapes. Like
Yeah.
that's very crucial for his like comp, which is like AoE, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah, it's
like
super crucial.
one other reason why he was able to get a lot of like stuff to craft is that guy is a monster in the off season. He he told me he literally like I think played all his like energy every day just to get all those like shards and be able to craft a lot for the next season, which actually worked for him if you come to think about it. And it's like during off season you're thinking like, oh, this guy is just like crazy for doing this, but right now it's like if you want to think about it again, it's really fucking crazy because he won a lot in like era 1, era 2, and he was able to camp in era 3. And then that's why we were like calling Stas or like joking to him that he's the best like camper in YGG. And then when I told him that, he told me that even if he like camped a lot, he actually just knew when to play, like because he still needs to like climb up there and camp when he was already on the top. Because I think I remember Zelly saying like Stas was able to reach like 200 plus points around that amount, more than everyone, which like
Yeah.
crazy amount of like advantage to others, and you can really just like camp. But the problem is that is if you lose, you would also lose a lot.
Yeah, I remember I was top 2 and I had to climb 193 stars more to get to stars. I was top 2.
Yeah, I
I
remember
was top
that.
2, bro. I was top 2 and I needed 193 more, bro. I was like, how the fuck am I going to gain this more?
And Stas is
And
not
somehow I did.
playing that. So where would Zelly get his points, right? It's a very slow
Yeah.
climb. So
Yeah, it's a
that's the
super
reason
slow
why
climb.
the approach is like very different for like everyone, but knowing your timing is very, very important. Knowing like when you can spam a lot of games or like grind a lot of games is like very important in like climbing the ladder. Like for example, for us, like we're trying to figure out before like when would like AoE play, when would like Sponge play, and then we're gonna try to play during that time. Because in ladder, especially if your comp doesn't win like most comps, you have to be very strategic on when you would want to play. That's why if you can do that, just pay to win, I guess. Like get the best comp that could win everything. But for some of us who cannot do that, like get the comp that can win like all. If you try to play the game and you're trying to like climb, be strategic on it, especially in the last like few days of the season. And I think it's also like important to tell everyone. Like I'm pretty sure Zelly and Elmo would also agree that it's easier to climb early in the season compared to the last few days,
Yes. Because
especially in the camping
Yeah, for
era.
sure. Yeah, and the peace of mind that comes with it is like insanely good. Because like I don't know about Elmo, but I didn't sleep well on the last 7 days of the season.
Mhm.
I think I slept like 14 hours in a week. I
Mhm.
think total. It was like super crazy. It comes down to like a lot of hard work, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, like this season was like kind of weird in that sense. But I think even though you want to pay to win, it's pretty close to impossible to find a comp that beats everything.
Mhm.
So there were only a few. Like the comps that can beat everything were like what, like Perch, but could not be healing, and then like Thiban's team. And Thiban team can lose to everything. But like it's favor versus everything. So that's kinda the weird part about it.
Oh, I think
That
it's also fun to like share to everyone what Thiban did in the last like day of the season, like last few days, when he was trying to switch runes on one of his Axies just to like anticipate what he's gonna face, because
Yeah.
that rune that is changing, I think in the dawn, like I think it's switching between Holy Prayer and something
prayer and Killing Force.
and
And
Healing
Healing
Force.
Force. Yeah.
He's switching between those two, and there was like I think 8 straight games where he switched every now and then, and he actually got the matchup that he wanted, which is like so godly that you wouldn't even believe it. Like his
Yeah, but
anticipation is crazy.
last day he was just playing prayer all the way because basically what happened with Thiban is that he was trying like a bunch of Axies. I think he spent over 2 to 3 ETH in this season because he tried like everything he could. Like he tried like a lot of things. So he was trying to find the perfect balance to have an AoE that beats AoE, but then also can afford to play prayer, right?
Yep.
So he was testing like everything out, right? So he at the end he just stick with the double shrimp comp because even if they put the beast mid, it doesn't really matter because you can just trim the front, kill the Cottontail, they will not reach enough HP to kill you, and then like just sweep with whatever you have left. So he got like a really good read on the meta in that sense, but it's also because like he paid a lot to try a lot of stuff, right? And I feel like that path is like a shady path to accomplish, right? Because like if everything misses and you're not where you want to be, or like your Axie is one part off, or like whatever, the team doesn't work the same, and then he wouldn't be the top one. And he would have spent a lot without being like rewarded for it. So like I think that's a thing that only Thiban can do because he's just too driven to win. And he also played like same as I did, right? Like a million games. Like I think Thiban and I all together played more games than the other 8 members combined of the top 10. No joke.
Yeah, that's why like people doesn't realize how crazy 1437 is, like especially in the ladder. That guy
He's the
like
GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
like
The GOAT.
spends a lot of like money and breeds a lot. Like most of his like Axis before he just like bred it, and then if there's something that he really wants, he's just gonna buy it.
Yep.
That's why it's like he has nothing to lose like at some like point, because he just wants the top one, and that like the difference between like a normal pro player or like a normal player than someone like him. Like probably is really like the GOAT of Origins right now because of that.
Yeah, because he has a very, like, if you think about it, his run through Origin and even V2 has been, I would just say it's a very huge blessing for him, because if you compare, like I told Zeddy in this season, right? Like he was telling me, should I buy CMP for like 0.3? I told Zeddy, your risk appetite this season is very high because you already placed top 1 in one of the eras, right? What is 0.3 compared to, as in for you, compared to other people who have not won at all? 0.3 is a lot compared to those people who have won, and 0.3 is not a lot when the person won huge. And if you think about Thiban himself, he won V2, he won the Barcelona championship, he won season alpha, one season zeros, one season 1, one season 2. So it's like, it's just really crazy the amount of money that he has. And you saying that he spent like 2 to 3 ETH, I don't think that's like a very huge pinch to him. It's more of the fire that he wants, and he wants to be first.
Yeah.
Because to
That's
me,
like a very big difference.
yeah,
to
it's
normal,
just
like-
really a huge difference. It's
Yeah.
like you are having 300k budget USD, just sitting around, just waiting to know what the meta is, and you are willing to buy down the meta or even crack the meta with that money. So it's just really more of a different approach, I would say. But don't take away his skills from him. He really
Yeah.
did play a lot of games to really
He
understand
played a
what.
lot of games.
Yes,
He not only played a lot of games, he played those games perfectly.
yes.
Mhm.
Like
He took a
I
lot.
faced a lot of Thiban. Yeah, I feel like a lot of Thiban's games I didn't see. If I saw one misplay on 28 games, it was a lot. So like,
Mhm.
he's also playing the comp perfectly and like getting the perfect axes. He's
Yeah.
not, because also on this season, the skill cap for Origins has gone up. The comps are harder to play, like exponentially harder to play. I would say 2x harder to play, I would say, because I was facing people with my exact same comp. I was like 100 MMR higher because I was playing better than them. And I face them and I win them easily, even though we have the exact same comp.
I think Elmo is saying a while ago is that, which is kind of like important for like some people to realize, like if you actually like was able to actually get one big tournament in Axie Infinity, like that amount of like winning can be revolved throughout your career in Axie.
Yeah.
And can always like
That's
try
noble.
to climb every now and then. So it's just for you to figure out the timing when you would actually want to grab that, and you would feel that, like hopefully, and maybe all the stars align and you can actually get that. So you can just roll, and because as we can see, like unless you actually figure out the meta so fast, be able to get like cheaper Axies, you can climb up there. But if you're not afraid of like spending anything, that's like another like strength, I would say, apart from being very good in the game. Because we know there's a lot of like rich, like like people buying in the marketplace. We're always like joking that, and then when we see them, like, oh, why is this guy also here? Like, what happened? What happened? Because I remember one like whale, I think. Then his name suddenly, because we know he's like Axis. We faced him like somewhere in the bottom challenger part, and his name is already like budget team, something like that. because just because he went down, he's joking with his like team name. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
there were like two to three big wells this season. One of them finished top 10 though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like to add on, as in for like Eben himself, it's like he really, I think what a lot of players like don't have is, yes, you are able to spend that amount of money, but you do not have the appetite to continuously play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, there are just really some players that get what, like they have a target in their mind, their goal in their mind, like maybe top 50, but people are constantly telling you that, hey, your comp is rank 1, but you just don't have that that clutch blood in you to continuous playing, because you always feel like, what if I play, I lose, I drop, and there's this like anxiety. But Theban doesn't has that,
Yeah. It doesn't
Yes,
need
the- yeah,
Just to
he
get people in context, Thiban dropped to
Yes.
1.9 5 times
yes,
in the
correct.
whole week. 5 times, having the best comp. He dropped 150 MMR 5 times.
It's like a daily
And then
basis
he
for
got
him.
it daily basis. It was like normal, because in this game, if you keep playing, even if you have the rank 1 comp, you will drop and go up and drop, go up and drop, but in the long run you will go up, right? So he
Yeah.
was just waiting for his moment, in that sense.
like a win streak, something like
Yeah, it's like I remember,
yeah.
I think 6 days before he was ranked 7. The next day I woke up, he's like ranked 97. I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing, dude? And his name is damn joke one. He never put 1437. He's like X Valentine, Sosa, yeah,
He kept on
33
changing his
garbage,
name.
you know, all those kind of names that I don't think he was kind of proud of his rank at that point of time, just trying to hide himself till the last day where he really, you know, comes out. The last 2 days, he actually really put his name and stuff.
Yeah, and to
What
add
about
to
the
what
100 XS for Wargos?
Yeah.
yeah, to add to what Elmo was saying a while ago, with like the risk appetite thing with like climbing, especially when you like spend something, because in our circle there's always this like thing we usually call like ROI, or like return of investment.
Yep.
Like let's say when you like buy a comp with like the runes and charms in it, then you kind of ROI maybe in the top 20 or like top 30, top 40. So that's your initial goal. And then when you reach that goal, you're just gonna ask other people, do you think I still need to play? It's usually the thing that happens. Like, do you think I should still need to play like one game? Do I just have to wait in the last minute to play? Something like that. That's why like Theban is different, because like even Zeli at this point is like that. They don't like fucking care about Roy. They just want to climb, and um, it's for you to realize when to stop already. Like you would realize when this is like impossible, or I really need to change something.
Yeah, probably
But
the smart thing to do
Mhm.
financially is always to reach your goal and then stop.
Mhm.
But then if you have like other stuff, like you're hungry about like winning. Like for example, I didn't even look at the rewards till last day,
Mhm.
because I was like, okay, I need top five first, and then I look last day, top five first, top five first, top five first. I just kept playing until I got it. And when I got it, I was like, okay, I look. Then I was like, okay, I stopped because I'm tired. Like I actually didn't went for rank 3. I could have. I just needed like 2 more games. I didn't went for rank 3 just because I was super tired. I didn't feel like I was like going to perform well in those 2 games.
Mhm.
Not because like I wanted like the top 6 ROI or whatever. It was just literally I was drained.
Yeah. But yeah, like moving forward, like what were your like favorite like eras for this season? Because it's like different. I think every era is like unique in its own way, especially with the comps and stuff.
I think the most fun for me was rare.
Mm.
The best era for me was final era. Like it was like the most open and the most like the best one in terms of meta. I feel like rare needs to be a little bit longer. I don't like the 7 day era.
Mm-hmm.
But I think rare was the one like I had the most fun because I tried like 3 to 4 comps. I was like having fun with it. Uh having fun with like the new cards and stuff, right? I think it was because also like the game was new in a way, because all the cards were new. So I had like the most fun the first one, but then like I feel like the best one objectively is just the final era.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Elmo?
I personally felt like the era system was actually really very good because I felt like I was a very diverse player this season. Yes, I would call that diverse because first of all, I did not want if I mean people that know me, especially my teammates, I did not play the same team for the entire 4 eras. The first era was like AOE, second was like AOE slash like front to back. Then the second era was playing like something like a bird com kind of thing. And then the third era was playing bubbles. Then fourth era was playing bubbles slash AOE. So it's like I feel like Origin is in a good place that it forces you to play diverse meta, or you do not want to give in into the meta and you try to break it. But I wasn't just as talented as 1437 to break the meta, right? He's just like, yeah, it's just that I really enjoyed the hour com, and I really believed in the hour com a lot. And I felt like it just falls off very hard because the AoE damage, it was just too ridiculous. It's like even if you have N unit, he's just dying without getting hit. It's just so ridiculous. So it's just, I would say my favorite era was the era that I played the Little Owl comp, which is probably the rare era, the epic era. It was really fun to just see people just get, they are like seeing like they have 2 Axies. Oh yes, I survived. One Little Owl, the last unit, Little Owl into Feather Fan, and they're just like, what the fuck? It's like, I think that was I think that was one of the era that I actually got the most DMs from people actually asking on what I feel about the comp, or in fact like saying that, I really like your comp. So it's like really kind of nice that I didn't give in to the meta. I believe that I was the only few top hour players in the leaderboard before more hour players started realizing that the comp was good. So it just kind of feel like it was good that I kind of stepped out and not giving into the meta. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like at least for me, cause I played in Era 2 and Era 4, and I actually played like the Owl comp with like Elmo during that time. It was really fun because during that time it was like, as he said, it's a bit unique compared to like other comps. But I think Era 4, like it might be the hardest, but it was so fun because I was able to like embrace being a sustained player. So that is like something I didn't like expect me to like play in a ladder. But like appreciating like every comp out there is like something that I think we should like learn, I guess. Like I'm pretty sure other people hate like sustains, like curses, but as soon as you understand it, knows the ins and like outs, you would realize which one is really like OP and not. But yeah, it's a fun season that I would say could still be improved in many ways. So it's really up to the dev for them to like hear the people who actually played during the season to see what's like better for them. Oh, there's a question here, like for you guys, when do you actually see like the potential like meta comps in eras? Like, do you just like feel it? Because I think you have to anticipate it, right? Like what people would play. So what's your take on that?
Okay, so basically the way you do it is you just see what is getting played,
Mm-hmm.
and see see also the marketplace to see what is getting bred out, right? Because like the good ideas are always out there if you look for them, right? So like for example, in the era that I anticipated, the meta was the Jinx comp, right? So I thought like, wait, like Jinx deals a decent amount of damage, and then like is triggering at the start of the turn, so it can no turn Axies. I was like, okay, this is pretty strong, right? But then what would it get beat by? Okay, it gets beat by single target aggro, right? But then how many people is playing single target aggro?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, only
Yeah.
2 players are playing single target aggro. And then like 25 players are playing AoE. So in that era, I made a meta call that single target aggro would not become popular because it doesn't beat healing or it doesn't beat AoE. And then I was like, okay, then Jinx is safe to play. And then I just bought the Axis first. I tried it and it ended up being really good, right? And then the other one was the last era. The last era, I was like, okay, there's nothing more strong than AoE or Swirl. So either I have to pick between Swirl or AoE. I look for Swirl, no Axis. And I was like, okay, AoE, how do I make an AoE team that's better than other AoEs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just
Yeah.
got a lot of help from people to build a comp. I ended up spending like a lot, right? So that's like the two things, right? If you anticipate, you will end up paying way less. if you don't anticipate, you end up paying way more.
Yeah.
So as in for Zelly, your price comparison from the era that you anticipated and the price comparison from the era that you did not anticipate. What was the difference?
I spent 0.15 on there. I did anticipate, and I got to solve my team, so I got like a giga ROI. But let's say we don't count the
Yeah,
set
we
of
don't
the
count
team,
the
right?
yes,
It
we
was
don't count the ROI.
okay. It was 0.15 versus 1.2.
Yeah, so you see that's the difference.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah,
the
that's
actually
a
key
huge
difference that
difference.
we want to point out. It's like if you are able to predict anything, right? The Axies that you're always gonna buy will always be very, very cheap. Will be like 0.05, 0.07 the max. But when you make it meta, those Axies will go for a bomb. 10x. Even people who really thinks that those Axies are not being bred out, that's where the worth of the whole Axie is. So it's really key for you to anticipate. Next up is actually playing a lot of games, because the more games you play, you realize that hey, okay, there's this tag in the game that you do not know, but after you play, you realize that this tag is working well. Then you can actually go and look for that tag or actually build something that's better. I always believe that the teams that are already out there, especially like for example Jinx, Sustains or Bubbles, there's always a way to improve the team. That's how the game always goes about. It's like if you can't find a way to improve it, then I feel like if there were too little days left to breed the XTs out that you need, then you're just too slow. But if you actually saw the vision a bit earlier and you just YOLO breed those, at least you're trying, you know, rather than just giving in to like, oh, just let this guy get rank 1, you know. And that's what I feel like Theban really did. He didn't want to let the rank 1s that were there get rank 1s because he really actually broke the whole entire meta. Yeah,
And
so
to add to what Zelly is saying about like anticipating and stuff, I'm not sure if the two would agree. I think that like when you're trying to anticipate like stuff to like counter meta and the like, it's easier to actually do that if you play a lot and you stay like probably in the range of like top 200, because like especially in the top 100 you can actually always check what these people are playing. But let's say you go below like 200, you go to like 200 to 500 range, the meta sometimes is kind of unpredictable, unlike those that you see in the top 100. So it's like, I would say, clear to like counter a meta in top 100 more than the lower ranking MMRs.
Yeah.
Do you guys
Also, like
agree with that?
there was one comp I wanted to point out. It was one random guy playing triple piranha, triple cuckoo. And he literally farms AoE. And it's really hard for you to, if you put the beast on the back, you lose to that guy. So
do you know
that type of options, Halejo is this guy. I searched it. The top CC. So basically that type of situations are also really good, right? Because the meta was filled with AoE, right? And that guy, I don't know if he didn't have the budget to play AoE or whatever, but he was like, okay, how can I beat AoE without playing AoE, right? So he crafted a comp that has a lot of damage, a lot of resiliency, because he plays 3 defensive runes and 3 piranhas, right? So all the axes are healing for a lot, because you can stack up cuckoos and stuff, and then also you can like have rage versus other comps because you're targeting the backliner. Whatever puts his win con at the back, you can win, right? So his approach was actually quite interesting. I'm actually a bit surprised he didn't end up higher. I guess he just loses to everything else too hard.
he
It
plays
was
quite
like,
high on the final era actually. He plays like 40 plus.
yeah,
50?
final. Oh, 60.
Yeah,
I have it on screen right now. It's 60.
He plays quite high for his com actually.
I think I actually remember.
Yeah, his
like,
comp was really interesting.
During this World Madness.
But the point I was trying to
there was a.
wait,
There was
Disi, let me finish the
playing
point. So the point what I was trying to make is you don't always have to have the best comp to play as well. You can have like multiple options, right? And you can actually have an option that is like this guy, right? This guy literally only wins one matchup, but that matchup is common, right? So it's like half of the leaderboard. And then like he's targeting that matchup super hard with some tech he made, right? So in a sense, he has like, I'm pretty sure the guy feels really happy about himself, right? In a way that is like, okay, I built a comp that no one else was playing. I was beating the top dogs.
But that comp was actually played in the earlier eras. If I'm not
He
mistaken.
actually played.
Yeah.
That
He
guy.
actually played
that guy.
the com all the way.
And then he just like
Yeah.
optimized it with the right runes, I guess, or like charms for the last.
Plant. He went plant and bug.
He played bug and aqua, yes.
Mm-hmm.
The
But yeah,
thing
what
is,
I
he
was
was
like-
Plant and aqua.
Mhm. What I was like saying a while ago is that there's a crazy guy playing Enna in the high MMR before with swirls.
Yep.
So,
I
like,
remember
The
his
problem with the free Axes right now is that it's only 320 HP. So it's not like very optimal to actually play them. But seeing like someone being able to play it, not even in the leaderboards, but just in like let's say the top 200 or like top 300, is still like admirable in my opinion. Because the creativity is just like crazy there. Even if it's not like a top 1 comp, it's still something.
Yeah, what I'm saying is like you, even on a budget, you can compete if you're creative enough.
Yeah.
It's not like, I don't feel like, okay, this is definitely a pay to win game, but if you're creative, you have ways to get around it, right? And like the good thing is like, let's say you place like, I don't know, top 100 or top 60 on a season, then you have more money to spend next season, right? And then you wouldn't be as far behind. And then next season you place a little bit higher, and then you have a bit more money, and then like it all ramps up in a way. And in the top MMR, like let's say if you have 3K to spend, like you can spend the same amount of money as anyone that has all the money in the world, because like the difference is not high and it's not like that big anymore, because like the Axis will not cost you more than 3K, right?
Mhm.
So that's what I'm saying. Like if you work hard and you build up little by little, at the end you will be able to compete with the top dogs if you really want to do it, right? Because like it also needs to be like you're willing to gain that money and then spend that money back into the game. It's kind of betting on yourself in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, since like it's the like off season right now, what can you share to what can you guys share to like the people listening here with regards to your like strategy or like your approach starting into like a new season, like the season 3, like something that you can just like share, not the super
Juicy
secretive
one.
thing. Yeah.
To point out the team's meta, you mean? Okay, so for me now, I personally feel like you should still play the game, because now the game is constantly changing their cards, but as in not cards, but some like nerfs to the cards and stuff, and you roughly can see what teams are actually falling off and what teams are actually kind of still okay in the Mystic era for now. That's what I feel, that you can make a comparison from the current Mystic era to the next oncoming season Mystic era. But obviously we can't assume that, because there are still rune and charm changes coming up. But roughly you can really see that, and you can kind of feel that sustain is going to be one of the better comps to play, right? But with that being said, also a lot of people are going to find ways to counter sustain. Yeah. So because
Of
I
course.
feel like that's like one of the key points to take away, that if you are ever wanting to build a comp, your comp must be able to win sustain. I feel that's something like a checkbook that everyone has to tick in making a comp, because that's the
Okay, what's the play here? Boom boom.
yes, boom boom. Zeddy trying hard.
Boom, and then boom. What is this?
Bro,
Two hits,
Gabby
okay.
tried hard as well last week because he lost the previous week.
Oh really?
Bro, guess what? Dude, I cannot. My eyes hurt because of like the changes visually to the cards. Okay, but versus Poison, double Coronto is good. So I think we might be fine.
Is it evenly matched?
Let's see.
I think we're definitely favored,
at
but
some point,
it should be okay.
the AoEs can still beat Poison. I just don't know which format.
Send possessive. If
Wow,
you guys want
so
to see
talented.
what kind of dance
Talented,
Luceli
right?
dance,
I'm so
type 1.
talented, right?
Wow.
I think I
Wow.
win. I think I win. I think I win. The
Wow.
double
much
Kotar was too
talent
big.
there, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, so much talent, bro. I'm going to, for my next magic trick, I will make 2 Axies disappear. Oi, oi, go, fall, fall.
Ooh, he's trying to heal
Oi,
the back.
Higeko.
Playing safe.
Oh my
Okay,
god, you
so
redrew the
I'm gonna
Kotaro
play-
mouth. You are foul.
No, I have to chill, I have to.
But you still foul, bro. Oh
Is
my
this
god.
Oh my
talent?
god, I got
Talent.
two hits.
Oh,
No, come on, man. That's so sad.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Uy.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Gila.
He's gonna top
Bye-bye.
deck it. He's gonna top deck it. New
Yeah,
deck.
he's going to top deck it. I'm pretty sure he's going to top deck it.
Top deck. Gila. Top deck. Gila.
Oh, the back is so healthy though.
The back is here.
Maybe he can still win this. Uy.
I think he might. I think he might be able to win this. No joke.
Depends on how many cards you
Hashtag.
draw.
Oh
Nope.
my god.
Okay. Cut out the back. We grid it out.
Uy.
Okay. That's fine.
Foul.
Okay, what do I have left? This. Okay. I think it's fine. I think we're good.
I think his comp actually has a chance against you on a good day.
Yeah, of course, I'm sweating right now.
You're sweating because you're wearing a sweater.
Oh no, if you don't kill him here, it's gonna be pain for energy on the next turn.
Oh my god, he's dead.
No.
So dead, bro.
It's so dead, bro. Pew.
Nice.
He just
Wait,
needed-
doesn't
Wait,
kill.
no. Maybe the nerf doesn't kill.
Uy!
Doesn't kill, Oi.
Green towards the back! All to the back!
Winnable.
For energy,
Okay,
bro.
Gila Chum doesn't kill me. 3 HP, bro.
Gila champ.
The nerf.
The nerf.
Oh, my 3 HP, bro.
Oh my god, yes, for energy. Help, send help.
Oh no, he
Shield.
doesn't dead. No.
Hashtag let's Zelly dance.
Okay, wing horn.
Oh my God,
I believe.
The Topaz was so scary there.
Winghorn. I think it's fine.
No way you lose here, bro.
Yeah. But I wanted Winghorn. I didn't get to play my Winghorn, bro. Woo!
Bonus round.
So Sir Zelly just take the round 1 and the best of 3 match. Sir Tian can get his revenge and can still clutch this one. Go Sir Tian. This is not a bias.
No. We believe in tree bugs. We believe in the tree bugs. We believe.
Hashtag let Zelly dance.
No, that's not how it works.
Maybe we can show to our Discord members what is the dance that Sir Zelly will do when Sir Tian defeated Sir Zelly. Sir
Oi, that's not how it works. You gotta root for me.
Alright. So let's just wait for Sir Tian to invite Sir Zelly for another match.
Big boy.
Yeah, Sir Sempo already sent it on the Discord. So Sir Zelly, please be prepared. Alright.
I will not look at the
Match
dance.
match number 2.
Until I lose, I'm not going to look at the
Bootcamp,
thingy.
let's go.
Okay, he won RPS round 1. So boom. Paper. Oh my god, I lost.
So Sir Tian just changed his lineup. He's using a bleed comp.
Potato leaf is
Wow.
annoying, bro. Potato leaf is annoying. And like the bleed is also annoying.
Yep. Especially when it's in naked format because you cannot cleanse it.
Actually, this
without-
comp is not bad.
Yep.
His comp is not bad. Kurt's fine is not bad. Don't mind it. The Smurfer is kind of a pega, but the rest is fine. You just need one button though somewhere, and I feel like his comp is way better.
Yeah, so it's still winnable for Sir Tian.
Para sa akin. Okay, what the... I guess double fuck you, I don't want.
No. Dinner thing. Alright. So those who are watching on our
I guess it's
social
really
media
hard for him
platforms-
to chub. I guess it's really hard for him to chubby.
Yeah.
So these are Kurt's fine.
Hmm.
I mean, I would bleed myself, but who cares? Oh, I almost dodged all the shield. That would have been so good.
Out, babe. This is the.
Bleed value.
This is the.
Okay, he do
what do you call
play
it?
the bag, that's fine.
The
He do play the bag,
signature YGG naked bleed comp.
Yeah.
Oi. Okay, wait, why did... Okay. Wow, I'm bleeding so... Okay, Winghorn is out of the question, boys.
Yeah,
We're not
bleeding
going
so
to Winghorn.
profusely, bro. Profusely is the word.
mean, Axie is last, I guess. Kind of a guy. Thinking who to heal. Who to heal?
Zelly, you know who to heal? You gotta heal your soul after dancing, bro.
Shut up. I'm not done yet.
Please. With dual
I'm
blades.
not done yet.
I think the difference between here though is that there's no current tail. That's why Gabby won last week.
Yeah. Cottontail is.
I'm trying. Oi. I found. Yeah, I'm bleeded till the end of the days, bro. Fuck.
So he's trying to kill the front.
You know, my friend doesn't matter anymore.
Yep.
You should left it there and just shield. If he has shield, he should shield.
Early bleed.
Dual blade is also fine. Dual blade mid is also fine because he would die to that mark. I'm bleeding. So I want to use these. Oh my god, do I want to kill myself? Maybe. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Ooh, one
Nice.
Axie down. You can still win it. That's 30
2 hits.
Okay. That's good. It's fine. Don't mind.
Hey, double kill.
Nope, no
Ooh.
double kill. What the fuck?
Let him live.
Okay, Axie is fine. No Chavi. No Chavi, we will leave. Oh, no Chavi.
No.
Winghorn. Please.
Alright.
Yes.
I think this is a best of 5 match.
Foul, Zelly not dancing, foul. I think the game bug, I think Tian won.
One more.
I guess that's it, right?
Zelly foul.
Pretty sure Zay doesn't want to lose like 100%.
Yeah.
Even prep. Maybe we shouldn't have told him
Even
that
prep.
that's the format, you know?
Maybe next time we will not
You don't.
say it.
You
that
told
there's
me.
going to have a streamer
You
versus
told me
viewer.
it's naked. I was like, okay. Wait a minute. What
He
actually
even
do I
said
have?
about buying axes, bro. What the fuck?
No, but I didn't buy. This is all in my wallet for a long
Oh.
time.
Alright.
You
GG
know,
to the both
this team
players,
is actually
guys.
like 0.8. I actually spent like 0.8 for this team on like different times. Like my back was 0.3 on this era, and then I bought this one on. I bought this one on season 1 for 0.3.
Foul.
Then my midline was like 0.07.
When Axie giveaway for our top 2 player.
Top 2 player.
Oh, by the way, Enrico finished top 2. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we got finished
let's
up.
ask him soon about that.
Congrats.
And he's still gonna
Boy,
play
Enrico.
one LAN tournament soon in Vietnam.
Sheesh.
Yeah, in
Hopefully
Vietnam,
finish well too.
she's flying soon.
He's crushing it. He deserves it. He has been grinding so hard this season.
Alright, I guess that's it.
So I think that's pretty much it. Before we end our stream, maybe Sir Zelly can plug in his social media accounts. So, yeah, maybe you can plug in your social media accounts so we can watch your stream
Me-
next time.
Just follow me on Twitch. Is Twitch means Eliazer 18. That's my Twitch. I don't stream that often, but when I do, it's good times.
Alright.
And then like just follow me here to like get notification when I'm streaming. I usually tweet about when I'm streaming. So
Yep.
yeah, it's the
Alright.
same. It's Eliazer 18.
All right, thank you, sir. How about you, Sir DC and Sir Bigabi?
Big
Oh,
Gabby.
it's
Hey,
Big
sir.
Elmo.
Sir
Sir Elmomo.
Bigabi.
Sorry,
Hello,
sorry,
Sir
sorry.
Bigabi.
Big
Yeah,
Gabby.
you guys can follow me on Twitter, even on Twitch or Facebook. I might stream again soon. It's DC Boy. Just find DC Boy there. So yeah.
So am I supposed to plug Gabby's Twitter and
No.
Twitch for him? I
How
mean,
about you, Sir Elmomo?
You can follow our vice captain Big Gabby on Twitter and Twitch as well, and you can follow me on Twitter as Elmomo and Elmomo on Twitch as well.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Alright, thank you so much, sir. I think that would be pretty much it. Thank you so much, sir, for all the insights and knowledge that you shared to us. I'm sure that the viewers learn more about the Axie Infinity Origin. So that is all. Thank you guys for joining for tonight's bootcamp. See you guys next week. GG's.
Keep building.